Olive, how was your early childhood?
I don't really like to talk about that time in my life, but if you must know, it all started when I was a puppy. I was swept away in a flash flood, separated from my family in Sedona. I hit the streets and I made a living the only way I knew how. And I don't want to go into it, but suffice it to say, I had my own puppies not too long into my own puppyhood.
What were some of the challenges of having your own puppies?
None of them looked like Wishbone, which was a huge disappointment to me.
Olive, what do you think about Tommy?
He's all right. He feeds me 2 meals a day, usually on time, sometimes not. Well, I remember when he came to the pound. I was very quiet because I figured he looked very fucking hungover. So I thought I'll shut up and trick him into picking me out. When we went outside, I mostly avoided him because he seems like the kind of man who has a very insecure attachment style. So the more I neglected him, the more he fell in love with me. And then he said, yeah, sure, I'll take her home. And the moment I got home with him, I started barking. It was very annoying, and he felt that he'd been cheated, but it's all good. There was no going back.
Olive, what do you think about life on the road?
I get to smell many interesting places and many interesting things. I have swum in the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic. I have stood on top of many 14ers. I'm self-actualizing as a dog in ways that human beings never get to self-actualize. They'll never see a sunrise over a glacier or the moon rise over the ocean like I have. They've never clicked all the bowls in camp for a bunch of Gen Zers like I have. I've chased antelope deep into the desert. I've killed a javelina. I've fought with coyotes. And in a very stupid moment, I chased a mountain lion that was much bigger than me.
What is one of your biggest challenges living on the road?
Well, I used to run a financial services company as a young lady. And being retired, you have abundant free time on your hands. And I was used to a very stimulating financial setting at work. So it's been hard for me to transition. I really liked foreclosing on people in their bone loans. It was there was particularly one dog. He was very reckless with his money. And I gave him many bone loans, and now basically he's my servant.
How do you feel about the changing of the seasons?
That's a very hard question. I'm a desert rat. Do you know what that is?
No. What's a desert rat?
A desert rat is an animal that lives in the desert, has grown up in the desert, and will probably die in the desert. Anyway, yes, I grew up running around in the desert, dodging cacti. But for some odd reason, I love the snow. And when it snows in the mountains of Colorado, I am at my happiest.
What's your favorite place in the world?
My favorite place in the world is in Master's lap. Master.
I call him Master.
I know that some people would find that uncomfortable, but don't shame me for my kink.
She's like asleep.
No, it's fine. Olive, have there been any hard days while living on the road?
Yes, living on the road is not easy, and it's not for everyone. There are days when it's brutally hot out and the van is almost on fire. It's like a sauna. And there are days where the cold cuts through you, right into the bones. And you can't get warm no matter how hard you sit on Master's lap and shake and shiver like a little leaf. Not even he can warm you. But that's the sacrifice you have to make to enjoy life on the road. You ever read the book On the Road by the Jack Kerouac character? Well, it sucks, and it has nothing to do with real life on the road. So don't read it. I ran a financial services company. Of course I'm informative.
Olive, what advice do you have for other dogs setting up on the road?
I would say, if you're trying to be an influencer, don't try, because you'll never do better than me. Other dogs aren't really suited for this lifestyle like me either. I'm truly the best.
Olive, in what ways have you helped your master?
Psychologically unstable. I would have left him long ago, but I'm worried if I do, he'll fall apart. I've had my chances for sure. There have been many other interesting cars to jump into. But he's very needy, and he needs me more than anyone else, so I'll stick around with Master until he passes away. He's getting a little old, so sometimes I think, well, we can't stay in the van much longer. He needs a proper home to die in. And then after he dies, I'll hit the road again myself.
Do you ever regret leaving Baghdad, Arizona?
Do I regret leaving Baghdad? That's a very good question. Well, I'm told that when Master dies, I'll take him back there and wear a funeral pyre, and I'll cremate him there, so I guess I'll see Baghdad again. But no, I don't regret leaving Baghdad at all. It was rather boring and getting rather too hot. And the FedEx man came too often, as did the UPS man.
Olive, if Master ever gets lost, what advice do you have for him?
If Master gets lost,
I don't have an answer to that one.
it's too profound. I can't answer that shit. Next!
All right, Olive, thank you so much for all of your wisdom. I'm glad that I could interview you while you slept.
Yeah, get that camera out of my face.